up? Got a Twosun. Twosun. Yeah, it's bulky. Think it's going to be a big one. Think it's going to be a big one. All right, new model. And it is big. Ooh. Man, what's with the big knives lately, right? Like, just big. I mean, maybe that's an indicator like the old Lincoln Town Car's coming back or something. Wouldn't hurt my feelings one bit. Let's get some of this oil off here. Oh, look at the milling. Beautiful milling here. I mean, this knife sculpted, contoured scales, wonderful milling. These holes all the way through here. Let's get the blade out. Oh, man, is that gorgeous. What a good looking knife. So this is another one recently. It's in K110 steel. This is a TS574 K110. The other one was a Wong design as well. So a couple of Wong design knives here. Beautiful. Oh yeah. Wow, is that nice. Yeah, man. Let's run that action a little bit. Get a feel for this thing. It's got that same liner lock in it. Very smooth action. Ooh, Spidey Flick's a little stiff. We're going to have to pay attention to this. We might take a little bit off of that because that's rough. I do like the no machining on this side of the pivot. Make it look like a rivet in there. I wish they'd do the same with these barrel spacers so that this whole side would look like rivets. Very cool. But wish in one hand, you know, hold the Wong design in the other. Yeah, very nice. It's oily enough, man, that I'm just getting oil all over my hands and everything that I'm going to go ahead and break it down. Let's just get to it. We'll get it cleaned up, and then we'll finish checking it in. I want to kind of clear myself of all this oil because it's all over it, man, and it's getting all over me. And I've mentioned it a few times. It's not like I'm a priss or dainty or anything, but I don't like handling these knives with all that oil all over my hands. It's just, I don't know, it's just something that I've created an aversion to. I don't like it. Yeah, I think that pocket clip's holding on. And one of the things I can do to help it is to try to turn it from this side. That barrel spacer's up in that pocket clip, and it's stiff. Might have compressed a little bit when the screw was put in, made tight. There we go. Yep. Yeah, it's just completely covered in oil in here. Big slab of titanium, lots of skeletonizing going on. And yeah, this lock is extreme. So we'll pull it and take a little bit out of that. See if it doesn't help that action. The pocket clip is milled in there super tight. There, I got it to wiggle. There it goes. Ugh, oily mess, man. Oily mess. I think I'm going to wipe it off. And then I'm going to immediately go after this because it's going to have oil underneath that as well. So I'm going to get as much of this as I can. And then I'm going to adjust this lock. This liner lock. Here we go. Should be T6s. I didn't look. Might be T8s. No, it's T6s. Well, let's see where we are. I think when it's locked up, it's way over there. It's a whole nother bath of oil underneath there. Might be able to do it by hand. Let's try. I don't know. That was pretty stiff. Whew. I mean, maybe if I grab it with a towel. I think I got some out of it. I think I did. We'll run with that, and if I have to, I'll take it apart and redo that part. I mean, according to that, I got it. Let's put a screw in it and see. Might have went too far. I think I went too far. I really do. I think maybe it's just the way that's seated. Let's get the other screw in. Yeah, I mean, I can put some on it here. Yeah, let's try that because I can always add more. If I add too much, then I got to take it back off and bend it again. So I can always add more uh, pretty simply by taking that off and then just pulling it a little bit. So, all right, let's keep on a wiping. Big, beautiful stone-washed K110 blade. Big, tall flat grind. I'm going to expect that to be sharp. So one of the things with these, now that Timber's Edge Knives is carrying these, the first one that goes out will go out as an open box item, and then the subsequent knives that go out will go out as new in box. And what that means is that first one is this one. It's been cleaned and tuned, and I've had it on this bench messing with it. The rest of them will not. They'll just come in the oily bag, and that's how Twosuns come. It'll just come in the bag, and it'll be up to you to disassemble it and clean it. And so with that said, is if you'd like me to do that for you, you should just reach out to them at Timber's Edge and ask them to have me run through the knife. And I'd be happy to do that. I don't mind tinkering. You know, just don't expect me to do it like that day. You know what I mean? Because I got other stuff I'm doing. I don't know what, but be my luck the day you want me to zero in on your knife, I'm busy. Know what I mean? So if you're patient, you ask me to do it, I'll be happy to do it for you. It's pretty easy if I don't have to film it. You know, if I just walk through the knife, I take it apart and kind of walk through it. do my own thing. I don't have to narrate, iterate, pontificate, and just walk my way through the knife. I know the holes are a turnoff for some people. Can't stand them. I don't mind. Yep. The few knives I have with them, doesn't bother me a bit as a design element. I know that's kind of a wishy-washy way of addressing that, because I'm not saying I like it either. But let me say, like on this knife, I mean, I like it. I think it looks good. It's good aesthetics. The holes do provide some level of grip. Like I feel them under my fingers and stuff. And so that's a good thing. Pocket clip's got some real straight lines, so recessed into that titanium, so it should be good to go. As long as that screw stays tight. Oh, very hydraulic. Thumb flick. Spidey flick. Yeah, see, I mean, I couldn't Spidey flick it before. It was murdering me. Let's check that lock. Yeah. Come on, man. Wonderful. I wonder if I could throw that blade out of there now. I didn't test it before, so I might have been able to before, but I think I definitely can now. Yep. It's a heavy blade, and so flinging it out like that, get the momentum, it's going to come out. I mean, I say it all the time when I encounter it. Man, I've got some real high-end knives that you could do the same thing for. It's not the end of the world. It's not like it's going to be in my pocket getting thrust around like that. I think there's enough detent on the bottom of this right there. There's enough holding that in that, like if I just shake it like this, it's not coming out. I literally have to create the momentum. I'm kind of kicking the bottom of that knife out when I do it. So I think it's fine. All right. Well, let's talk about this action. Drop shut, centered blade. Spidey flick is very easy. Thumb flick is very easy. The lock bar, this isn't really lowered, but it is scalloped on both sides. So I have plenty of room to get in here and get a hold of it. Very intuitive. Not a lot of tension to make that happen. The detent to close it is pretty high. It's way up there. So because I can fling it and all that, I mean, I'll give it an A-, but it's definitely A-level action. It is solid. Yep, wonderful. Ergonomics. So all this milling here, these finger grooves are perfect. Yeah, just perfect. And they're wide enough that I think they would accommodate a lot of different hand sizes. Bigger than mine and smaller than mine. Yeah, just really nice. Not so confident, very confident. I mean, this thing's going to go whoop and get up to a confident grip because just the finger grooves, I mean, I'm locked in. The jimping here, I don't know why, but it's just soft again. It's barely notched in there, and I mean, it's not providing much grip at all. You know, on a scale of combat jimping being over here and weak, meaningless jimping over here, this knife's going to slide towards the latter. Yeah, it's not doing much. Now, with that said, I mean, I've got a nice platform here with the thumb studs. Where my thumb goes is pretty wide and it's very comfortable. But that jimping definitely could be sharper. Now, I will say I picked up a jeweler saw recently with some different thickness of wire, and this might be the perfect jimping to test that on and see how, you know, can I make this sharper and deeper and more meaningful? Maybe. We'll see. Pocket clip. This is a big knife. Thick material. Yeah, we got over it, but we ran out of room. So there's only so much room between the pocket clip and the scale. And so it's not going to let us get all the way in. But, you know, of course, wedging it in there makes it super tight. But yeah, there's just not a lot of room there to manage this thick material. Standard size jeans, it's nice and tight. Yeah. It's got good tension there for such a big, heavy knife. It does leave about 1/4 of an inch sticking out of the pocket, but I think it's going to retain it there pretty well. It is smooth on the back side of that, and then even though there's milling in the scale, it's pretty smooth stuff. Yeah, it's pretty subdued milling. It wouldn't hurt to crosshatch across this contact patch on the bottom of the clip to add some grip to that. Wouldn't hurt to do that. Safety. So no blade contact through the scales, and then the tip is recessed down nicely in this little bump hump right here. So I mean the clip is okay, the tip's good, and I can handle this knife any way I want without catching the sharp parts. That bottom detent, pretty snappy. It's going to hold that blade in there pretty well. I definitely could add some detent to this, but I think I'm going to leave it right here. It's a trade-off. Yeah, I'm going to add just a little bit. I think I'm a little light on it. Okay, it took me all of about 10 seconds to take that apart, and I can see where this is just barely stiffer than the where it's locked up. So I'm going to add a little bit to that. A little more than that. There we go. All right, we'll just put it back together. I'm not going to cut the film because it took me 10 seconds to take it apart. It'll probably take me 20 to put it back together. It won't take long at all. Everything's still lined up properly. All right. Well, let's check all of our functions. Now the blade is centered. The thumb flick works well. Spidey flick still works well. I do feel a stronger detent in there. Let's check this part. Oh, I could definitely feel it there when I opened that. Yeah, it's got a lot more snap there now. I bet you I can still shake it out though. Yeah. But I stiffened it up a little bit. Let's check that big, tall, flat grind blade. I mean, I expect this thing to be a razor. Yeah, crazy sharp. Twosun does a great job with their blades. All right, well, What's going to be the price on this TS574? Okay, this one's going to be priced right at like $100, but if you subscribe to Timber's Edge, you can pick this up around 90 bucks. And that's no tax, free shipping. Yeah, to your door, about $90. Full titanium, titanium pocket clip, titanium backspacer, K110 steel. Pretty cool. And this thing's got quite the choke up. Like if you're down to hold a knife like this one got you. Yeah, pretty cool. All right, let's wrap it up. TS574. Appreciate y'all watching.